Brand new banger.
Knucklehead Comics Tuesday is fucking Tuesday. We got Lay in the building. We got Cap in the building. Cabs can't make it tonight, but he's here in spirit. On Lay.
My man, just chilling, brother, chilling.
What's up, Cap? How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Is that? And the father goes shamefully, that's my son. And the other guy goes shamefully, Orion goes, that's my father. Choose fear and hate to run your life. Something you can't do. That was wrong with me from the beginning. I was doing it that way. I was gonna go down that path. I worried.
You thought it was Grayson?
Sorry. Got hurt. Not him. Not him.
Crack his brain for somebody, anybody that can help. And remembers, freeze.
The media.
No,
Randall Savage. With his knowledge and all other shit and his capacity to learn.
Absolutely.
This is the only vegan I'll ever eat is grilled chicken wings, because that's like vegan to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the chicken wings are supposed to be fried, but you grill the chicken wings and you put it in some sauce and give it some blue cheese.
Is vegan.
That's vegan. Like regular moo cow fuck milk. Put it in some Honey Nut Cheerios. Vegan, because Honey Nut Cheerios good for your heart. You know what I'm saying? Can I steal the question from Cabs?
I got it right.
I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal.
You're too late.
Wow.
I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like, yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right, and I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Here I go, I get lit, I get hyped for this shit! Right.
Word. He be like, I got a left elbow and a right elbow. I can break your face with an any elbow. Make sure that you get elbowed in your elbow with an elbow. Got the arm bar, get the phone ball, get around with the bomb with the bomb ball.
That is gonna take you to Jersey Shore.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is fucking Tuesday night. You know what that means? It is your boys from the Knucklehead Network with Knucklehead Comics. Cap is in the building. Toe Tags is in the building. What's going on, Cap? How you doing?
I'm doing good. As you see, I'm in an original location, if anybody's paying attention to that opening video. Back on my normal-ish setup, which has worked itself out. Let's see if it stays the entire time now.
Word.
Yeah, it's no longer 110 degrees in this motherfucker.
That's always good. Shit. It's funny because my computer now is doing is getting an update. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, yo, today we got a special show about a character I ain't never heard of before. Yo, you guys looking good. Appreciate that, Mr. Loki. Appreciate that. But before we get into that, this week, I don't know if you know this, but Ozzy Osbourne passed away.
What?
Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne passed away at 76. Just weeks after taking his final bow, I guess today, either today or yesterday. But he passed away. He was battling Parkinson's and other health issues.
Shit, I did not hear that.
Yeah. 76 years old.
And condolences out to his family and friends. Black Sabbath, and one of the best.
Word. What I was gonna ask you about is this week, opening of Fantastic Four, much anticipated movie, is the They had the world premiere, the blue carpet premiere, and they invited the cast from the 1994 movie to go watch.
Did they?
Yeah, this is the
Yo, you know what's hilarious? I was just watching the honest trailer to the 1994 Fantastic Four.
so go figure that. The 1994.
So, for anybody who doesn't know what the hell we're talking about, Roger Corman in 1994 had the rights to do a Fantastic Four movie, but Marvel, even back then, put a clause in that you had to make a movie within a certain time period, otherwise the rights revert back to Marvel. So Roger Corman was like, fuck that. He rushed through production of probably what would have been the worst movie ever made. But after making it, he proved that he made it. He kept the rights. He buried the movie. The only way to see that fucking film was if you found somebody who bootlegged it. And growing up in the Bronx in 1994, when your mom knows a guy who, drives a truck and shit falls off that truck all the time, we had that fucking movie. I've seen that movie. It is horrendously bad. But because they kept the rights, it led eventually to the fucking early 2000s one with Jessica Alba and Michael Chiklis and Chris Evans, and I forget the dude who played Mr. Fantastic, but it led to those two movies. But that's fucking hilarious that they asked the original cast to come back. Maybe they got cameos in this film.
That's what Mr. Loki was saying. He heard that they got cameos. Would that be something? Oh, how dope would it be if the cameo was that they're watching the 1994 movie?
Yeah.
That would be funny. But all right, yeah. So they're in that movie. Quick question. Now I seen a little cartoon snippet of this. It was supposed to be funny, but Omni-Man, Superman, and Homelander, they're all in a fight. Who do you think is winning that?
I don't know enough about Omni-Man to definitively say him, but I know enough about Homelander to know he's getting wiped by either of the other two. Homelander is the weakest out of the three. I might just say Superman, because Superman and Invincible are probably closer to power level. And if Invincible can kick Omni-Man's ass, then by virtue, Superman should be able to do the same. But it depends. Does Omni-Man have magic and or electricity?
No.
Then yeah, Superman.
He is literally just fucking Superman if Superman came to rule the world. If Superman came to do what his parents told him to do in the movie, that's Omni-Man.
Yeah, that I can't. Yo, those we discussed that in our review, but those two statements are fucking miles apart. Be the very best man you could be, represent us, be hope, be this, and fuck as many bitches as you can, because these guys are weak.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then yeah, the problem with fucking the boys is everyone dies except for the people that need to die.
Because those are the main characters.
But like literally, they cannot die. You can fucking nuke them. You can throw them in the sun. You can vaporize them. You can fucking blow up the dick. Run through them. They cannot die. Soldier Boy is literally an atomic bomb, and he doesn't die. I know you don't watch The Boys. You don't want to watch The Boys. But one of these days we're gonna have to talk about The Boys. Just to fucking see how, because they say it's realistic. Not for nothing. I don't think it's as realistic as people think it is. Because I do think that somebody would have fought these motherfuckers already. You know, like there would have been a world war. I think the world would have been over.
Yeah.
You know, to have these people. Michael Jamal Warner, the Cosby
Yeah.
Show's son, he passed away.
Theo Huxtable from the Cosby Show.
Yep.
That I did know. He it was a tragic swimming accident in Costa Rica or some shit like that.
I don't know. It doesn't say on the.
Yeah, he was known for the Cosby Show, but he also did a little known show with Jungle Boy's father.
Jack Perry.
Yeah, it was called Jericho.
Okay.
That was I haven't seen it, but that was a highly reviewed show. A lot of people liked that show when it came out. I believe it might have been like a sci-fi show.
Yeah. All right, so going back to the sci-fi fantasy world, let's go to James Gunn universe. James Gunn teases that Alan Richardson could play Batman in the DCU. Now, I get it, but then again, I'm like, there's no way Batman can be bigger than Superman. Like, Alan Richardson is a huge fucking guy.
All right, look up how tall David Cornset is, because Alan Richardson is only 6'3", and all he would have to do is just drop muscle mass and come back down from Reacher.
He's 6'4".
Yeah, Batman and Superman are supposed to be at the same height, same type of build. So all you gotta do is just get Alan dialed in, and he can do it. He can fit the bill.
I guess if you shoot at angles, but I could see him being, well,
I see him more as Jason Todd, but
you know, to be honest with you, you get past the whole physique of the man. I don't think he has the mystique for Batman. Like, because if you really think about it, like, this is what I was explaining to was I explaining this to you? No, I was explaining this to one of my coworkers. Batman in Crisis on Infinite Earth was fighting a bunch of these ghosts, and Batgirl, Batwoman, all of the Robins,
the Bat family, essentially.
the Bat family came out and helped him. And he goes, "Who the fuck are you guys?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm your daughter. You adopted me." You know, they're saying who they are. He goes, "I would have never done that. I don't know you." And he goes, he's like, "Don't, like, you got to get out of here. I got this." He's like, "No, we're helping you." He goes, "I didn't train you, so you can't do this." Like that was Batman. Like, even though a version of me in another universe trained you, you're still not good enough because I didn't train you. And he even said it. He was like, "Yo, he adopted you? That's one irresponsible person. How am I supposed to trust that he trained you right if he's that irresponsible?" And they're like, "What?" He goes, "No, there's no way you bring a child into this life." And then he saw the son. He's like, "I wouldn't have had a son." Like, he was straight out the Batman. Like, he's the Batman that everyone criticizes Batman about. He brought kids into this. Like, he's that Batman. And then when it came down to, they had to go into one universe. So basically, the character that's in that universe is a amalgamation of all the other characters. That Batman said, "Would I be a part of this Batman?" He goes, "Yeah." It was okay. Then I can trust this Batman to be a hero. Then, and he walks into the universe. Like, that's how much this guy doesn't trust anybody. He's like, I can't trust the other Batmans to do the right thing because look how stupid they are, bringing kids and all that other shit, getting people hurt.
Shit.
Yeah. So I mean, like to be that Batman, because even that version of Batman, fucking teaching a kid would be hard on him. Like you need that hard ass fucking guy that you gotta hate and love at the same time.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you can't half-ass what he does.
Yeah. It's
Despite
almost like
the fact that he never fucking deals with the Joker.
or his emotional problem. That's the one thing that we always say. He never leaves that.
Yo, there's a famous skit that Pete Holmes, he's a comedian, right? And he plays Batman from time to time. And there's a skit where he's talking to Superman. And he's like, Superman, you're lame. Get out of here. No one called you. No one likes you. He's like, you got a stupid S on your chest. He's like, oh, it stands for hope. He's like, hope starts with an H, you dumbass. And then he even makes the comment. He's like, your parents died a long time ago. Get over it. And Superman's like, didn't your parents die? And he starts crying. He's like, don't bring it up. It's still fresh.
It makes sense. But that leads me to my next point.
Don't do drugs.
Yeah. But if you think about it, I don't know if this is intentional or intentional, but Batman and Superman are the light and dark side of the yin yang. Because Batman became a hero because his parents died, right? Now, and then he's ruthless and he's vengeance, he's all this other shit, but he stands for something. He has a moral code that he doesn't break. If his parents didn't die and he became a hero, take the powers away from Superman, he's fucking Superman. Because Superman's parents didn't die and he stands for hope, he stands for justice, he stands for all that other shit. He still believes people are good. So does Batman. He just breaks their bones while he believes that they could change. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like Batman and Superman are the true opposites of each other, and the Joker is everything the Batman fears about himself.
Yeah. That's why the Batman Who Laughs is the craziest motherfucker, craziest version of him, period.
Shit. So, you think Alan Richardson can play this guy?
If I'll say this, if we're gonna let Robert Pattinson take a swing at it, why not let Alan Richardson do it?
That's fair enough.
Now, Tom Cruise took over Reacher and did 2 movies that were well received, and people were like, "Yo, Tom Cruise did this thing with Reacher," and Alan Richardson took over, and now I would argue that he's the definitive Reacher.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're going to take over a role that Tom Cruise did and make it your own and make it good, give him a shot. Why not? If you watch Titans, he already played Hawk.
Yeah, he was pretty good in that.
So we know he can do it.
I can see that. This man, just body size, can fit a lot of characters. Like he could also be Aquaman if need be.
Well, he did. He was Aquaman in Smallville.
Yeah, that was before he got that big. He wasn't that big back
He could be Gorilla Grodd.
then.
He could do motion capture.
Shit. And, yeah. So,
Yo, if he's gonna play a villain, I got the perfect villain for him.
who?
Solomon Grundy.
Okay, that makes sense.
Don't ask me to
Yeah.
repeat that rhyme. I for the life of me, I can never remember that rhyme.
So, did you hear that? Kevin Feige said that Sony is not giving permission for Miles Morales to be a part of the MCU.
No, I did not hear that. I heard something else Kevin Feige said, which is kind of a little bit burying the lead, but we'll get to that in a second. But yo, I didn't hear that, but it makes perfect sense. Miles Morales is the only thing that Sony has that's working. Why would they give that up?
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you're gonna do a joint thing, I'm pretty sure the Spider-Mans the MCU did made them money. I'm pretty sure the Spider-Man movies that they did made them money, but the spin-off Spider-Man movies that they made were horrible, and I didn't even see them, and I know they were bad. The Venoms, the fucking the
The
Morbius,
Madam Web,
Madam Web,
Morbius,
Hunter
Craven.
Craven. There you go. Yeah, I know all of them. But I watched a review of Craven. A review for that shit.
I watched Dad watch Madam Web, and it was a great time. It was the most fun I've ever had sitting in this living room, going, "Yo, Dad, what the fuck are we watching?" Yo,
Pretty sure Dad had no idea what you was watching either.
dude, I swear to God, it seemed like every time the main bad guy was on screen, this is how his dialogue was played. So, you're here. I'm here looking for the girls. Where are they? Is that where you have them? Like they only shot him from behind because the thing is they needed to dub over all of his lines because his accent was so big, so much that doing them in person they couldn't fucking get it. So instead of like syncing the lips, they just did all of his dialogue and shot him from behind.
Should have let him sing his dialogue. We're gonna win this race.
How about you don't pick an actor that you can't understand?
Right? You know, that makes sense. Apparently, the Punisher special presentation has now started filming. What does that mean?
Oh, so you know how we had Werewolf by Night?
Yes.
That was a special presentation where it's a mini series, not a mini series.
Like a mini movie?
Yeah. So instead of the Punisher getting a big fucking like actual Disney Plus series, they're giving him 90, maybe not even 90 minutes, like 45 minutes to an hour to hear. We'll tell him one story, go.
Yeah. Well, why wouldn't they want to give him his own TV series?
So this is what we kind of buried the lead here. The big news from Kevin Feige. He said that the reason why Marvel has failed these last few years is not because of superhero fatigue. It's because Marvel was directed to do quantity over quality. And they pushed out too much shit. And he said it himself that the overall sentiment went from watching Marvel was fun to now watching Marvel became homework. And fans were questioning like, yo, do we have to watch this to understand something else? Do we have to watch that to understand something else? And they were rushing through production in order to meet the demands of Bob Chapek, the guy who was in charge of Disney before Bob Iger came back in. And he said they put too much content out, and there wasn't a quality control to it. So based off of that, because he was saying that it's not superhero fatigue, because Superman just did good.
Yeah.
And that's like the 5th reboot of Superman.
Shit.
So He's saying that it's not fatigue. It's just we fucked up by putting out too much content that wasn't up to par because we chose to just put more rather than good.
You heard me say that shit. I've always said there ain't no such thing as. If anything, I want more content. It's just like I said, I want shit to be good. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying?
I think we're seeing now that you can't put out
Mediocre.
no, not that you can't put out mediocre. You can't put out a ton of good to great content. Because in order to make something good to great, it takes time. You can't just put out back to 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 back. Like it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. But
Now,
also,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, also isn't Punisher in the Spider-Man movie coming out?
Did a shit ton of people, a literal metric shit ton of people, are rumored to be in this film. This film's gonna have a bigger cast than Doomsday and Secret Wars combined. For all I
Yeah.
know, Dolph Lundgren's Punisher's gonna be in this goddamn movie. We don't know anything definitive until we start seeing some shit. But that's a far way off because they're still.
Isn't technically Spider-Man, wasn't he the first one to touch the multiverse?
What do you mean in the comics?
Yeah.
Possibly.
There's a Madam Web. Was it Madam Web?
That was in the cartoon.
Oh.
I mean, it's possible. It's, who knows how long the multiverse has been going on.
Let me see.
Now, while you're looking that up, there's another big thing Kevin Feige said. Instead of Secret Wars being an ending, like Endgame was, Secret Wars is a beginning. And he's saying that it's not a reboot of the MCU, it's a reset of the MCU. And they're essentially going to reset it once that movie's done. So now I don't know how you feel about that because also in conjunction, he didn't say specifically, but he talked about recasting characters. And he said, if you look at Superman, there's been successful recastings. James Bond, Batman, and he even brought up Spider-Man. And again, he didn't give any specifics, but he was talking about that recasting, if done effectively, can be done and can be done with great success. And when you put reset and recast in the same sentence,
That sounds
not
like a
only are
reboot.
we going to get a whole new X-Men, but we might get a new Tony Stark and a new Steve Rogers and reset the timeline where they're alive again and go from there. That's purely my speculation
So
based on the context of those quotes.
would that be considered like the Ultimates comics? Isn't that what they did in the Ultimates?
Well, the Ultimate Comics they did because the regular continuity became too much for new readers to jump into. Because I mean, where the fuck do you jump into 70 years of Captain America? You can't start at 1 and catch up. So they created the Ultimate Universe for brand new readers to jump in issue 1, page 1. Let's go.
Okay.
And then they bungled that. So then they used Battle World to merge everything back into the 616. And now, again, they just did a new Ultimates just for a limited run, just to spice things up and to get different, variants of characters again. But essentially, it could be that Secret Wars turns around and goes, "Hey, we got this variant of Steve Rogers come back, and we can even have it that okay, Sam Wilson is Captain America. Steve Rogers is the head of Shield now, because Sam Jackson can't play Nick Fury forever,
Yeah.
and we can do without Nick Fury for a little bit. Put him, Nick Fury's crafty. Like you
Get
can
a live
easily
model
explain
decoy.
that. You can easily explain that. Oh, this version came over and then laid in the cut to fucking watch what was going on, to get the lay of the land and to set up his fucking all of his strings that he'll pull later on. But we can easily turn around and go, hey, this Steve is over here now, and this Tony's here, and this Tony brings with him some villains we haven't seen, that Crimson Dynamo or somebody else that we haven't seen.
That makes sense. Shit. I mean, listen.
But
Let's see how they do it.
yeah,
Again,
no, I'm saying to me that just reads. That's the shit that I hate in comics. Right? Like I understand why James Bond gets recast, because there's 27 books and Sean Connery can't do all 27 of them.
yeah.
So he got his 5. You'd get another actor to do their 5, another actor to do their 3, and it's the same thing. Because you're only telling the stories of one guy.
Yeah.
In comics, they always do this thing where the writers are like, yo, we get to move on. All these guys, cool, they had their time. Let's do some new shit. And then fucking fans are like, but I don't want new shit. I want my shit. So they reset the timeline and bring everybody back. And then those same fans are like, but it's always these guys. And they never did that. It's like, yo, well, fuck off, man. Nobody ever dies. We never fucking move on.
Yeah.
We can never do anything good. That's why I stopped reading, because it's just an endless cycle of
Well, that's the advantage of being a wrestling fan, because we want new people, we want this, and they go, cool, this is what we're giving you. It's like old school parenting. This is what I cook, this is what you eat. Sometimes it doesn't work because they give us fucking oatmeal. You know what I'm saying?
Like Roman Reigns.
Yeah, but it's also good sometimes to listen. But the Superman is proof of it. It's like, yo, how many people hated on Superman because he didn't look like Henry Cavill? And then we watch it and it's like, okay, this is a completely different universe. Like the movie, the tone and everything was completely different. That we didn't need Henry Cavill, or that Zod or whatever the fuck come in here and fight him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, here's the thing to think about. I'm not saying Henry Cavill couldn't have done what David Cornsett did, because in the Josh Whedon version of Superman, or of the Justice League, he was more Superman than he's ever been with Zack Snyder. Right?
Yeah.
All
right. So to answer the question, who was the first person to touch the multiverse? I'm gonna read from Google. Several sources touch on this question, but pinpointing the absolute first is challenging due to the fluid nature of the multiverse concept and retcons in comics over the time. However, based on available information, Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch, is often cited as one of the first characters in Marvel Comics to interact with the multiverse. Even if the term itself wasn't explicitly used at the time, In 1962, he was transported to a dimension that would later be designated Earth 1612. So Johnny Storm is officially, unofficially, the first Marvel character to fuck with the multiverse.
All right.
And then it goes following that in 1968's Avengers Annual #2, the Avengers encountered an alternate Earth, although this was also initially referred to as an alternate timeline. Avengers number 85 in 1971 introduced a recurring alternate Earth with the Squadron Supreme. It's worth noting that DC Comics introduced the concept of a multiverse earlier with Wonder Woman 59 in 1953, featuring a trip to a parallel world. According to the Hollywood Reporter, the first widely recognized DC multiverse story is often attributed to The Flash in 1961.
So Johnny Storm.
Yeah. Well, by the years, Wonder Woman, but Marvel, Johnny Storm.
Which is funny because Johnny Storm is also the first character to take the name of somebody else. Because the original Human Torch was an android that would turn on fire and do exactly what Johnny does. And then that android went away, and then he took the name Human Torch.
That's funny. The Human Torch was originally an android.
Yeah, matter of fact, if you go back to Captain America, the first Avenger, when he's in the fair, there's a shot of what looks like a mannequin in a red suit. And he's in a glass tube, and it looks like they're showing off the red suit. That's actually the Human Torch android.
Oh shit. Oh, okay.
But so the question I had
Yeah.
was not acting ability, but do you think Henry Cavill's Superman would have served the story if he was in James Gunn's movie?
That Superman himself
Yeah,
was replaced. He replaced this Superman.
yeah. I'm not saying, I'm not asking you if you think Henry Cavill could have done.
No, I hear you. You know what's funny? The Superman that I've seen in the Snyderverse seemed more of like a tyrant, and because he was, when he came back to life, he was like, he had that mental lapse and he was bad and shit. But then when he was good, I don't think that Superman would have fit in this universe. He's too overpowered. He would have ripped the fucking Polish Hammer to shreds. That fucking animal, he would have. I don't think he would have wanted to save it. That giant creature, I don't think he wanted to say. I think he would have fucking threw that shit into the sun or something. And I don't think he would have been as human as this Superman was. Because even though he, like, we saw the conversation he had with his father from Smallville, but it was more about his father from Krypton.
Yeah.
So he was more Kryptonian than anything. Trying to, I think it would have been a bigger threat. His Superman would have been a bigger threat in this world than Consuelo's. What's his name?
Corn Sweat.
Corn Sweat. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I agree with you because there's a shot that Snyder put where people are like on the roof during a flood, like begging Superman to help, and he's just lording over them in shadow, like, pay me my penance and you shall be saved.
Yeah, like,
When the same shot in this Superman where the girl was on the bridge and he held the building up just enough for her to drive out, and then he flew up and he was standing there, that was a little more like, okay,
I want to make sure she gets across the bridge safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit, and it's also that this Superman gave people hope, and they gave it back to him. There wasn't much hope being thrown around with Henry Cavill Superman. Like he
Yeah.
just hoped that they wouldn't fucking waste their bullets on him, and then listen to him, you know. And God damn it, that fucking Lex Luthor sucked. That Lex Luthor sucked.
True. But in my opinion, I don't think we got much better. But that's just me. I don't understand the over the top nature of it. Like it
Well,
went for
take-
me, it went a step too far.
Take out the overacting. This Lex Luthor did exactly what the cartoon. He took over the military, made the military pay for all this shit, and then he did some shit that no one knew about on the side, and
Yeah,
then took advantage of all the shit. Like he positioned himself to be in a great position and try to get in a better position, but he already had everything in play. Like that's Lex Luthor.
Yeah. But Lex is also calm, cool, and collected, and not B12, B12, hit him again, put this bitch in jail because she looked at me twice, killed it. Like that. That was a little too like, what are we doing, bro? She blogged against me, put her in the fucking pocket zone. What?
You gotta show he's crazy. Because yo, if you think about it, Superman is all humanity, and Lex Luthor has none.
True, but I think the best example, which they tried to do, it in the movie, where Superman came in and was like, "Where the fuck is my dog?" And Luthor was like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bro." That whole shit.
Yeah,
There is a Justice League, I think it's Justice League Unlimited episode where Luthor puts something underneath the city and encased it in lead. And Superman freaked the fuck out and was like, "Everybody get the fuck out of here. He put something under there. I can't see what it is. Get out." And Luthor's like, "Yo, I put an energy generator down there. It gives free energy to the city. The only thing is I had to encase it in lead because it may give off kryptonite. So to protect you, I encased it in lead." And Shazam comes down and is like, "Yo, Soup, you gotta back the fuck off, man. Luthor's telling the truth." And then Shazam and Superman get into a big ass fight. And Superman destroys a whole bunch of shit only to pull it out, only for the Atom to come around and be like, "Yo, Luthor was telling the truth." And Superman had to essentially eat crow because Lex is conniving, is evil. He does put himself in the positions, but he's also cool and calm and collected and can get the people on his side if need be by just doing, okay, everybody likes Superman, cool. Well, I'm going to do this so people start liking me. And then tease Superman a little, make him think that I'm not doing something good, so he looks like an idiot when he comes to attack me. And all that without having to clearly be because my issue with Luthor is, how do you look at him and not arrest him? My man, clear as day. Like, yeah, they arrested him at the end of the movie because the girl put all the photos and shit. But you couldn't see this shit clear as day. He didn't hide none of that shit.
yeah.
He did nothing to hide any of that. And you know who he was, and you let him off the hook.
Yeah, but now You get Lex Luthor in the next iteration. He got away scot free. What? His lawyers are that good?
Yo, he got them P Diddy lawyers.
He got Johnny Cochran. That's who the fuck he got. Shit. But
Yo,
speaking of Johnny Cochran, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say something fucked up. I was like, yo, if I'm writing that courtroom scene, one of the people that is a witness against him is gonna just be named Cassidy. That way, everybody's like, oh, he's getting off. He's getting off scot free.
Shit. Cassie.
Huh?
Cassidy was the rapper.
Whatever.
Yeah. But speaking of haunting your dreams, Robert Englund officially received the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
I thought he would have gotten that shit years ago.
Hey, this is what they tell me. This is what I tell you.
This is what you put on the counter. So this is what you want.
But speaking of years ago, Mortal Kombat 2 trailer dropped.
All right, we gotta talk about this.
Yeah.
You go first, because I feel like we should. I feel like you're a little more positive than I am, so we'll start off with positivity.
This seems like, I know you're probably gonna say this, but I'm gonna say it because I agree with you. This seems like the movie we should have gotten in the first place. Also, I'm gonna reiterate what Late told me. I hope Johnny Cage isn't the main character in this movie. He's just an important character in the trailer because like let Liu Kang be the main character. You know, he's the main character in the game. You know what I'm saying? But I do like that we're going to another realm. It's looking like like an updated version of the video game. You know, we're getting the fatalities. It doesn't kind of look like a Hollywood backlot everywhere they're fighting. I wish Goro was in this motherfucker because I feel Goro in part 1 didn't get enough credit for what he was. And I don't like the fact Goldman is back. We already have Jax. We don't need another man encased in gold or cybernetics. But I do like the movies that Johnny Cage was in. And
What,
his
the
fighting
Arcade
looked
Fury thing?
Yeah. I like the fact that he was like they showed him in the movies as a movie star and all that other shit. And his fighting looked bad in that. But then again, if we're talking about the 80s, there wasn't too many fucking action heroes that actually looked like they could, or they were pulling their punches. You had to be Bruce Lee, fucking Chuck Norris, Van Damme, or a legitimate kickboxer like Dolph Lundgren to make it look good back in them days. There was a lot of fuckery going around those fight scenes. I'll give you this. Athleticism nowadays, yeah, in the fight scenes. but in the sports, no. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I do like it. It kind of gave me cheesy old school movie vibes for his Johnny Uncaged or whatever the fuck that shit is.
Uncaged
but then in
Fury.
but then in the Mortal Kombat, I'm liking it. I'm waiting for Kano to turn bad. I thought he turned bad already in part 1.
I don't know what the fuck's going on with him being back because I thought he was dead.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean it's cool they have was it Kung Lao? Not Kung Lao.
Kung Lao's in there too.
Shao Kahn. You know, he looks legit.
Yeah,
he looks like a fucking legit. So I'm excited to see this. October 24th, it's in theaters. So we'll see. I got the feeling from the guy in the first Mortal Kombat is gonna get killed this movie. You know something? I wouldn't be mad about that. I don't know how you feel, Cap, but I wouldn't be mad if they killed him off in this movie.
I don't think they're gonna kill him off. And here are my thoughts. And you kind of said the first part already. This is the fucking movie we should have got the first time. The movie about the tournament. We got a prelude movie. So this is how stupid this shit is to me. We got a prelude movie with a brand new character, so we can watch through his eyes, right? Into this world that we don't know about, even though we fucking know about. But the general audience, I get it, right?
Yeah.
So the second movie is we get another new character who's experiencing this for the first time, who's a surrogate for the fans, who are going through this for the first time. Again, even though we know what this movie's supposed to be about, and it's a sequel to some shit we've already seen. Makes no fucking sense. Johnny Cage is going to be the main character in this movie because he's the guy who's going to take us through this crazy ass tournament that no one knows about. We all know Mortal Kombat. If you don't know I know they want this movie to make money. And this is the rare times I'll ever say something that's gatekeeping. But if you don't know Mortal Kombat by now, get the fuck out. You don't need to watch this movie. Go watch Naked Gun or some shit. It's a tournament. You win the tournament, we save Earth. We lose the tournament, Shao Kahn comes in, kills everybody. What else do you need to know? Batman's parents died in an alley. Liu Kang has to defend Earthrealm. It's the same story.
With or without the temple's consent.
And two, I'm sorry, Carl Urban obviously can't fucking fight because it's clear as day when his stunt double is doing shit. And Johnny Cage is in the world of Mortal Kombat. Johnny Cage is the actual stand-in for Van Damme. He's an actual martial artist who did fight martial arts tournaments. He does have titles and all that other shit. He's supposed to be fucking legit. He's supposed to do all of his own fight scenes. And he joined the tournament to prove that he's not a bullshit actor who needs a stunt guy to come in to throw a kick. So what do they do with this movie? They get an actor who can't throw kicks and needs a fucking stunt double to throw his goddamn kicks.
Mortal Kombat 2, the Mortal Kombat 1 remake.
Yeah.
I gotta rewatch.
I think this is gonna be. This is gonna be a movie. This is how this movie is gonna play out. We're gonna go watch it. So, and 90% of the world is gonna be, yo, this movie was fucking awesome. And then I'm gonna go watch it, and I'm gonna go, this was Mortal Kombat 2 Annihilation all over again. They just put all of the characters we love in a shitty fucking film again. And admittedly, I'm gonna admit it right now, is because I'm looking for specific shit that nobody else is gonna be looking for. Mortal Kombat is one of those franchises. I played every single game. I played every single part of the story. I've watched part 1 from 1995 more times than I can count. I've even watched Annihilations more times than I can count. And I can attest to you now, Mortal Kombat Annihilations was just as shitty back then as it is as shitty now. And I feel like this one, is this one going to be better than this first new one? Yeah, but that's only because this first new one was stupid. And we're actually going to get a tournament this time, supposedly.
Supposedly.
Now, if I'm wrong, here's what I'll do. If I'm wrong and this movie turns out to be good, I will create myself and Ray in WWE 2K25 and put Ray through a table.
There you go. That's what I'd have done. Shit, Show wants to know the question that everybody's been asking you for about 27 years now. Who would you have gotten to play Johnny Cage?
I don't know. You know who I would have gotten? Because Carl Urban is already what? Look up his age. I think he's already like 50. Right?
Let's see.
Oh shit. Somebody named Respect the Craft podcast. I don't know who that is for the first time joining in here. What did he say? How do I still get thrown through a table virtually? So to answer your question, this is how you do it. All right, you press the grapple button after you had set up the table, then you press up on the right with the grapple and then X, and he'll pick the character up and he'll slam him down through the table. That's how you do it. That's how you get thrown through it virtually.
Also, Mr. Big Time Promoter, you're supposed to be on this fucking show. You promised us you'll be on the show after your event. You'll have more time. And what do? You stand us up for your bitches again because you need to make more babies. He's 53 years old.
No, yeah, Ray's big time in us now, Mr. Big Shot. All right, but
Respect
Mr.
the Promoter
Loki.
podcast.
Yeah. Mr. Loki, Scott Atkins would be great, but you know who I would put? The dude who was the bad guy and never backed down. He's got that cocky playboy look to him. He's got that feel to him like Johnny Cage.
Gigging that.
What?
Cam gigging that.
Sound like you had a stroke halfway through that.
Well, you fucking read it. Go ahead.
Well, I can't see what the fuck that says.
Oh, open up your eyes.
Cam Gigadet.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but I would put him as Johnny Cage. Look at that face. He looks like a Johnny Cage. Plus, we know he could fight. Because that's the whole reason. Excuse me. That's the whole reason they put him in these martial arts films. I think he would have done a great job.
You wouldn't have put Jason Statham?
No. You know who I would have put if we would have done this? If we would have done this back in 1998? JCVD. I would have gave him the, because I don't know if you guys know this, right? This is how deep into MK lore I am. The original Mortal Kombat video game was supposed to be a video game dedicated to Jean-Claude Van Damme. They had Jean-Claude Van Damme's sprite, but then they lost the license to his likeness. So they had to pivot. And then they brought in another dude because they couldn't use Jean-Claude Van Damme. They brought in another dude to just look like him. Because the original trunks that he was going to wear was the shit he wore in Bloodsport.
The downloaded shit that you could get in the new game.
Yeah. So we need somebody who's close to Jean-Claude Van Damme status. But nobody like that exists anymore. I think that dude, Cam, would have been great. I think Scott Atkins doesn't have that
What about
he doesn't have that cockiness, playboy energy.
what about Chris Evans?
I want somebody who could do their own fight scenes.
All right, so now work with me now. Johnny Cage,
Yo,
Nicolas Cage.
all right. I need you to do two things. I need you to kick Show out of the chat for saying Joe Rogan, and I need you to kick yourself out of this fucking cast for saying Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage is gonna be Superman at one point.
He could be Superman. He
You ever
can't be
seen it?
Johnny Cage.
You ever seen him in Con Air? My daddy gets out of jail July 19th.
Yeah,
My birthday.
he couldn't throw a kick back in 1998. He can't throw a kick now.
He did jujitsu. Which
That
I don't know.
Oh my god, that movie was. Oh
Yeah,
my,
I saw what 7 minutes of that shit and was like, nah, turn this shit
I saw
off.
32, and almost
Turn
fucking.
this shit off. Holy
I saw 32
fuck.
minutes, and I almost had the same intelligence level as Show here.
Holy shit. What about your boy Alan Richardson?
Can you give me? You know what? Fuck it. What about your boy Finn Jones? Why don't we make him Johnny Cage? Since we want to pick fighters that can't do martial arts on camera without a fucking stunt guy coming in there for the fucking roundhouse kick.
Which fighter do they have in these movies besides Scorpion and maybe which American fighters do they have in these movies that could do their own fighting? If Jax can't do his own fucking fighting, I don't think Sonya Blade.
All he does is throw punches. He can do that.
Can he?
Everybody else has enough martial arts training that they don't need their stunt double. Again, do I care? Do I honestly care that a stunt double is needed? Obviously not. But what I care about is it's so fucking blatantly obvious that it's the stunt guy. It's almost like I'm gonna get your sucker. When the mom came in, and when the stunts happened, it was some white dude in a wig.
You think maybe that was the case? Maybe they wanted to do that, play off the 80s movies?
He's supposed to do his own fight scenes. They're still letting Liam Neeson fucking do his own fight scenes. You couldn't get somebody who could do that shit?
Wonder Boy is Stephen Thompson.
If he can act.
Can't fight. Well, he could fight, but he can't fight like Van Damme.
We don't need him. Don't get me twisted on this. I don't need Johnny Cage to be Van Damme. My gripe is I just need you to look like you can actually throw that kick on camera or to do a stunt without me going, well, that's the stunt guy right there. Because you have to admit, it's a glaring fucking difference.
I have to watch it again. I have to watch it again. The best stuntman was the mother from I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen. And Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop. He threw the man over the table.
Yeah.
Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, so
and where the fuck is Show?
Where the fuck is Ray? He heard me say he's gonna get put through a table, but then he disappeared again. So guys, I'm just saying, I don't have the highest hopes. Do I hope I'm wrong? Yes, I hope I'm wrong, because then we get to put Ray through a table virtually in WWE 2K25. Or actually, by the time this movie comes out, no, it comes out this year, right? Yeah, I think this year in October. I was gonna say we might have to wait until 2K26, but speaking of which, who's hyped for? I don't know if any of you guys play this. any of the 2K games. But who's hyped for this new pack? They got Penta. Penta's looking fucking great. Jordan Grace looks great. Bull Nakano looks great. New Jack. They got his fucking entrance. If you do a hardcore match, he comes down with the weapons. But not only does he come down with the weapons that you use throughout the match, his theme song, like in ECW, plays throughout the entire match. It never turns off, which is going to make life hell for anybody streaming that game. Because you're not allowed to stream the music, otherwise you get copyrighted. So that's fun. You did what in your what? What'd you do in your pocket? Sure, you got to use more words than that. I don't know what you did in your pocket. I don't know if we're allowed to say that on YouTube and Twitch. But anyway, before we get into our big topic tonight, next week, we're going to have our review for the Fantastic Four. Going to see it sometime this weekend. Cabs, if you guys saw last week, he was in the chat. He said that he was going to potentially, I don't want to put any guarantees here. He said he was potentially going to join us, grace us with his presence to talk Fantastic Four next week. So hopefully that comes through. Yeah, Mr. Loki, that New Jack. I mean, I'm a big ECW guy, right? I was with ECW almost from the beginning. So to actually get New Jack and to have him be playable that way with the song and the weapons and shit, that's gonna be great. Just recreating ECW moments. I can't wait for that. That comes out this Wednesday for anybody who's worrying about that or wondering, I should say. By the way, we're not sponsored by any of this shit, but you guys we'll take a sponsorship. I'll sit here and read an ad copy. Everybody and their mother fucking used to do commercials and ads for Raid Shadow Legends. Ain't nobody give us a fucking shot. I can do that shit. All right, Mr. Logan, you're going to go see it on Thursday. Good. See, I like to pick my days, weekends, and I like to go as early as possible. That way I can see it, and I can still have the rest of my weekend to do whatever the hell I want. And the theater is normally empty at that time. Because I know watching movies is a communal experience, but I'm not really that communal of a person, and I much prefer to just enjoy it in my own little world. What else we got? Well, we're waiting for Toe to come back. Yeah, so like I was saying with the Kevin Feige thing, he's saying he was talking of recasting is not that big of a deal, but we've had mixed signals with Marvel before because they've recast William Hurt. When William Hurt died, they recast Thunderbolt Ross clearly with Han Solo. But then they wouldn't recast T'Challa when Chadwick Boseman passed away. Even though Chadwick's brother was like, "Yo, recast it, man. He wouldn't want to hold up the character from somebody else." Then it looks like with the kid that they might do the sly recasting where the kid comes into play and he takes over the mantle. So I don't know exactly what to think of that statement about recasting. Because he could literally just be talking about the X-Men, since that's the next big project he has after Secret Wars. It's the X-Men, which now everybody knows are coming. We've already established though that Jackman is probably gonna be in Secret War. Patrick Stewart is running around in our universe. Who else? I know Toad don't like spoilers, but we've all seen the cast list of who's coming back for what was it? Was it Doomsday? I think it was. I think it's Doomsday. Yeah, because Donnie was at the end of all that. So who knows what this next phase is gonna be? I just hope that Marvel gets back to doing what they do best and just putting good stories out and letting the story and the characters be front and center instead of coasting on the name and hoping that just because it says Marvel, people are gonna fucking go see it, because Thunderbolts deserve better than what it got. Brave New World got around what it should have gotten, but Thunderbolt was a way better movie than what the box office says. And I made that prediction that Thunderbolts was probably going to be the best out of the three and have the lowest box office out of the three. But we'll see, because this week drops Fantastic Four. There's already a few reviews out. The embargo lifted today, so everybody's got their thoughts. I've seen a few thoughts. I'm not going to give anything away here because, anything could potentially be a spoiler to Toe. So even knowing that the movie exists is a spoiler to Toe.
Damn right.
Oh, and he's back.
It's a spoiler.
It's not a prediction.
Word. The fact that the movie exists, a spoiler.
I mean, think about it. He now knows that there's 4 of them and that they're fantastic. That's something that could have been held off and would have been a surprise as you were watching.
Word. And now they got me fucking thinking shit. Yeah, all right. So that's it for the. I did that in my pocket.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, man.
Whatever. But let's get to the main topic. Okay, good.
Before we get there, let's look. Brave New World was okay. My only problem with it is it seemed a little too much like they threw Sam into a Hulk sequel, as opposed to just letting him have his movie, and people be in that. But it's a matter of opinion. All
Yeah.
right,
All right. So what's going on, Damien?
so main topic time.
Yeah.
All right, so this main topic came about because I saw a post that said that Arcade is Marvel's answer to the Joker. So then I was like, yo, I know Arcade. I don't know who the fuck thought that. That's an interesting thing to think about. So then I dug deeper into Arcade. And did you do any research into this?
No, I actually wanted to come in without knowing nothing, so that way you can educate everybody.
All right. I'm gonna give you the little bit of history I know about him, and then you be the judge.
All right.
So, Arcade started in the '60s. That's when he originally appeared in the comics. He is the son of a rich tycoon who, after the passing of their mother, the father just never paid attention. It's kind of like the Hood, if you think about it, from Ironheart. But the father never really paid attention to him. The father was more invested in his toy line that he had.
Okay.
So then Arcade, which for the life of me, I still can't remember his actual name, but Arcade killed the father, took over the empire and the money, wanted more money, and became the world's greatest mercenary. And he amassed riches by literally just, you gave him a person to kill, he killed them. Now, here's the first thing that makes him kind of like the Joker. Arcane, what I told you is one of many different origins for Arcane. Arcane never tells you the same origin twice.
He's like the Joker and you
Yeah,
want to know how I got these scars?
yeah. He's never told the same origin. Yeah, he's kind of like an evil version of Richard Rich, but you're gonna see what the difference is real quick. Let's see. Netflix is announcing today they have a AI produced and directed movie. That's gonna be stupid.
Okay.
All they're gonna do is, it can't get any worse than what we're watching. So who knows? But so Arcade, he became the world's best fucking mercenary. Then he started getting careless, and Deadpool took over the top spot as the world's greatest mercenary. So Arcane wanted a challenge. He decided instead of killing civilians, he was going after superheroes. He tried with like Spider-Man and Daredevil. His biggest run was going after the X-Men, which he did quite a bit. But now he then became like John Kramer, where he would set up these elaborate traps that either mimicked arcade games or video games or fun houses, and always gave you a chance to escape with your life.
Like Saw.
Yeah, John Kramer, that's the guy from Saw. That's
Okay,
Jigsaw.
okay.
The problem is everybody that he went after, all the main superheroes, found the way to escape. And he never killed any one of the fucking superheroes. So then he got ridiculed and he got kicked out of the fucking mercenary league. He's like, dude, you're useless. Now at the time he had two helpers. One was I forget their names, but one was a female, one was a guy. The guy wound up doing nothing. He was the engineer. The female was like the lethal assassin shit. And every year on her birthday, they had a deal where she would get to hunt him. Right? And one year she actually was able to cut him in the cheek, and he went ballistic and killed her because she cut him in the cheek.
Shit.
So this motherfucker went and got plastic surgery to refix his face. It wasn't that big of a cut.
Oh, I thought he got plastic surgery to fix his face from the cut.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he's like, is he like Doom or he's that jaded?
Yo, he's a mix of a lot of different people from what I found. So he then realized that the woman meant more to him than he thought.
Yeah.
So he came up with like a android fucking clone of her that he kept around for a little bit. And now here's his biggest claim to fame. This guy took 16, I believe it was 16 different up and coming teenage heroes from the Avengers Academy, from the Mystic Arts Academy, from the New Mutants, from X Force, from a whole bunch of different things. Characters I've never heard of before, with the exception of Hazmat. I've heard of Hazmat,
Okay, I heard of him also.
but it's a her.
But she was in the cartoon or something.
She's was in one of the cartoons. She's more known if you play Marvel, the Marvel card game, the
Okay,
mobile
yeah,
card game.
that's where I heard that from. 'Cause I remember
So
playing that.
yeah, that was one of my favorite decks. Is making her just drain everybody's fucking power. But so he took 16 of them of these up and coming kids,
Okay,
threw them in the fucking games, right? He was getting tired of them succeeding some of the challenges. So he just went straight up and picked one of them, one of the girls at random was like, yo, I'm gonna kill this bitch. One of the other guys was, I think his name was Steel or Tank. But he looks like a big, like Red Skull, like a muscle bound Red Skull. He said no, shoot me instead of her. And before he could finish his sentence, Arcane was like, okay, bang, killed him in front of everybody, put him back in the game, and wound up wiping everybody except for like 5 of them. Only 5 of them survived. Then they were able to get the drop on him and fucking survive and beat his ass and all that shit. And since then, he has really been just relegated to like D-level fucking villain who just, every once in a while, if they need somebody, they do some shit. But Marvel has treated him like he's nothing at the moment.
okay. So how does he compare to the Joker?
That's what I was trying to figure out because he's more like the Riddler.
Yeah,
If
it sound
anything.
like
I think the only reason they compared him to the Joker is because when he was a mercenary, he was great at fucking killing. Like he was at a certain point, he was the number one mercenary. Didn't give a shit who it was, killed them. Also because I think he killed his quote unquote love interest without any problems. Because you know how the Joker treats Harley.
yeah,
And the fact that he legit, when done correctly and when pushed to an edge, doesn't give a shit about, I'm going to kill somebody. Pick me. Bang. Done. Plus the thing with him, with the origin, being hazy and he never fucking says the same story twice.
yeah.
I think what they were getting at in the article is that he has the potential to be Marvel's Joker if they actually use him.
That makes sense.
Because think about it, what does the Joker do? He uses laughing gas and all these little themed fucking weapons and shit. Well, my boy is an actual technological genius. So he's an arcade. So he uses the arcade aesthetic to come out and trick you and all that other shit.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, this dude was able to kill 16, or what was it? 11? 11 out of 15 fucking up and coming heroes. How many heroes has Joker killed?
Besides
Jason
the
Todd.
Robins? Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, he didn't. Did he want to kill him? Like I think
Well,
he killed Jason Todd because he killed him. But I think he could have killed Batgirl.
yeah. So, like, if you look at body count, they're pretty similar. When it comes to nondescript people, they kill whoever the fuck they want. When it comes to heroes that you can't kill because they're the hero, they don't kill them.
That's true. shit. Okay. Would you want to see him in the MCU, or do we have a version of him already that's there in Mister Purple?
No, Mr. Purple is way different.
I mean, it's sadistic wise.
No, because the sadisticness of Mr. Purple is on a different level. Because mental and emotional fucking torture is way worse than the sadistic dude who's just gonna pull the trigger on you because it feels like it.
Yeah.
I honestly think that we can get, if done correctly. Like let's say they turned the if they're actually gonna do the Young Justice League, or not Justice League, the Young Avengers. If they're actually gonna do that, let's say they do that in the terms of a Disney Plus show instead of a movie. Right? I honestly think you put somebody on the team who deserves to be on the team but is not quite known. Like for instance, a hazmat or a tank or some other character that people are like, oh, I know that character. I've heard of him before. Like how Ironheart had the magic girl from the Bronx.
Okay.
It's like, okay, I know that she's not prominent, but I know that character exists. Right? You put one of them on the team, and you make it so they get trapped in a video game by Arcade, and they're a bunch of teens, right? They're like, oh, I know video game. We can use video game logic to get out of this. And that one character who we know of but is not prominent actually fucking dies to raise the stakes and be like, oh shit, this is real. We have to get out of this. He's not some just bullshit guy who we can treat lightly. I think you could do something in that realm to make him viable, to make him scary, to ratchet up the stakes, to actually get him to kill somebody. And we do this part way through the season so that we get to know this whatever random character we're gonna lead to the slaughter. So we all get attached, we all fall in love. We're all like, yo, this character's fucking dope. If I'm writing it, I'd actually make this the best out of all the characters we do get. Like I write all the characters A tier, but I make him or her S tier just so that when Arcade kills them, we're like, yo, this month these gotta go.
Yeah. Kind of like in the Rookie where that Superman was the bad cop and they did all that shit
Yeah,
to this guy. It's like this guy was such a good fucking person that when they did that shit to him, it was fucked up.
yeah. I see that's the best place to put him in because so he was in a couple of cartoons. The most prominent one was where he was in Ultimate Spider-Man, where of course they have to tone him down because it's a kid cartoon, and he fucking they put him in the game and he lost because everybody survived that shit. But there was an arc in oh, what the fuck was that? It's not Wolverine in the X-Men. What was that what was that X-Men cartoon that came?
Evolution?
Yeah, he was an X-Men Evolution where they tricked him into hacking into the war room, and he thought he was actually playing a video game, and that the X-Men characters were just virtual recreations, and he was using the war room to essentially attack all the X-Men.
Uh,
And in that version, when they defeated it, he was more of the remorseful, like, yo, I didn't think this was real. type shit. Which is another route you can go if you don't want to do the maniacal murderer. You can do the manipulated, unintended, assistant.
Shit, or you could do a mix of both, where he tricks people into putting people into the game, but they think it's an actual game, and then they get arrested for it or whatever, and like, oh, Arcadian's been, and then you got another guy doing it. And it's like, what the fuck? And it's like, none of these people were actually Arcadian; they're innocent people, and then you have to figure out there's someone going around here trying to kill people through other people.
Yeah. Oh, we can even take that idea and ratchet it up where people think arcade stands for the organization or stands for something else without ever realizing that it's the dude in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's gotta be some sort of episodic thing where you can just take 40 minutes and tell this story. Because I don't know how you put him in to a 2.5 hour movie. If I'm being honest.
Unless it's his movie.
Yeah.
Because then it would have to be something like what was it, Black Phone, or what was the movie with the guy who played the Joker in the original Suicide Squad?
Jared Leto?
Where he was being followed by, I think, Denzel. And
Oh.
Denzel knows he could be.
Yeah, I forget the name of that movie.
Like it had, like, if the movie follows him, and it wouldn't be a Marvel movie. It would just be a movie based off of the character.
Dude, but honestly, the way he operates, it would just be Saw 3. Where the cops are like trying to chase down Jigsaw as the game's being played. Like Daredevil will be chasing him down as he's got civilians trapped in the fucking.
How funny would it be? The choice at the end of the movie is you either arrest me or you save those people that are in the game. And then Daredevil, let's say just for the fuck of it, goes, I gotta save those people. He goes to where it's at. That game was done 3 months ago. He just televised it now. And then he's like, gotcha, bitch.
Yo. See, here's the problem with arcade. We just pitched literally Saw 2 and 3.
Yeah.
The only difference is we put Daredevil in it.
The difference is our shit's real.
But what do you think out of the description that I just gave you from his brief history and all he's done?
He seems like the Batman version of the Riddler. Because the Riddler in the Batman version, he was a game maker. And he trapped Batman and Robin in the game. And they had to win to get out of the game and shit. So it's like, okay, this seems like the Riddler. But then when you turn around, you put that aspect of, don't shoot her, shoot me. Bow. Okay, who's next? Like, okay. Now this motherfucker's heartless.
Yeah.
Where the Riddler's not really heartless. He's just like, I'm not killing you. The game is killing you. Like, he has that vibe, like that. Yeah, he has that kind of, I didn't do it, where it's straight out like, no, I killed you. As the Joker would be like, no, I wanted to kill you. So I would say he's a mixer of a Joker and the Riddler.
You know where I see him? I see him like Jinder Mahal. In which, if you did anything with him, everybody's gonna be like, you pick this dude? But if you would fucking do it correctly,
It'd have been dope.
it could be a very good fucking exhibition of expectation and oh shit.
Yeah.
Like just real unexpected shit.
No, I get you. Shit. I get you. Fucking and that's the beautiful thing. I think nowadays people don't have as much creative freedom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where people they can't take liberties with this shit. And everything has to be, like, oh, this is an original idea, but it's not gonna work. There's too many people saying it's just not gonna work, and not enough people saying, you know what, that's a good idea. Because a character like this can be that whole, yo, we're gonna make a movie in the Marvel universe that's not like any other Marvel movie you've seen. It's kind of like let's keep it the Netflix version of Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Because the Netflix Daredevil was a very good depiction of Daredevil and Kingpin, and it was a darker, grittier fucking show than what they had on Disney Plus. But then they adopted that style to the Disney Plus, and they said, "Yo, I know you got a dimmer. Let's make it a little lighter. Let's make it like 2-3 notches lighter than the Netflix shit."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that you would have to go that a little darker with him, unless you're just gonna flat out make him useless.
Yeah.
You know, like he doesn't need to. If you're gonna make him the A villain, like the main villain, and he has to be ruthless and all this other shit. If you're gonna make him just like Project the Leaper, like in the beginning of Captain America, he's on the boat and they save the hostages, and he has that one fight scene. You could use him for that too. You know what I'm saying? But I think this is a character that you could him, Carnage, Nuke, shit, the Red Hulk. You could have made different types of movies. Like
Yeah. You know what the funny thing is? What you're describing is exactly what what's his name? James Gunn said he's gonna do with the DCU.
take characters that people haven't seen and make different types of movies.
Yeah, he said that with the DCU he can now do drastically different tones and have them all and just have people understand that these are in the same universe.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, you see, um, Green Lantern and Hawk Girl. They're people that don't give a fuck, but they're in Metropolis. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, they can do that because Metropolis, at least that part of Metropolis, is the bougie place where the rich people live. It's a safe neighborhood. You got Superman protecting you, all that other shit. But you go to Gotham, you don't have that. Well, maybe Guy Gardner, but you don't have that same level of comfort. You know what I'm saying? You go to Gotham, Guy Gardner's gonna be like, I know where the fuck I'm at. Even that confident motherfucker when he's in the suburbs, cool. When I'm in the fucking hood, I can fuck everybody up here, but I got to keep my eye on motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And you have to have that tone because Gotham is completely different from Metropolis or Star City or even where Wonder Woman lives. What is it, Venezuela? Not Venezuela. Venezuela.
Themyscira.
That mascara. You know what I'm saying?
What the fuck is that Venezuela?
Listen, man, no one knows where the fuck she's from.
She's Amazonian, not from the Amazon.
You know what I'm saying? She knows where the fuck she's from. But you know what I'm saying? Like, and even
the classic place Caracas is where she's.
but you see, James Gunn had a different tone for the Guardians of the Galaxy because outer space and in other universe or other fucking galaxies, you need different tones because there's different. It's not Earth. You know what I'm saying? There's different rules there. There's different technology. There's different species.
Yeah.
So like you see Guardians of the Galaxy and fucking Captain America, completely different tones. But when you put them together, like I'll get it. I get it. You know, Spider-Man, he's in high school. It has to be a different tone than Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? But to go completely like day to day, you see how nice one area is and then how fucked up another area. Like you go down 42nd Street and then you go down Fordham and you tell me what the difference is. Trash everywhere. And there's people in 42nd Street has that in people. Fordham has that in trash. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that it's exciting to hear that shit because just to be further immersed in movies is what I want.
Yeah. Plus, I'm tired of hearing everybody's like, oh, well, they all put him through the Marvel machine. So Shang-Chi is the same movie as Ant-Man 1, the same movie as Iron Man 1, the same movie as Thor 1. It's like, it's not.
Yeah.
Only for the fact that you're telling an origin story, and what happens in an origin story, you see where the character comes from. In a good origin story, where he comes from, he tries, he fails, he learns how to push past it, then he finally succeeds. Like that's the hero's journey.
Yeah.
Not, and I don't want to harp on this, but I gotta say it. Not the hero's journey is we find them. They've never heard of any of this before. They're good at everything they do, and then they succeed.
Or you make a deal with the fucking devil. You wear a hood with clothes that don't match that shit underneath it. And you don't look like the character you're supposed to be. And you act like the same motherfucker in Twisters. Shit, man.
You know, it's funny. You're the only one I've heard complain about the hood. That is not one of the complaints that I've heard that come up.
I wish that hood would have made more of an impact. Like they would have actually shown magic. He just turned invisible. Every portal had a ring. Every portal had a ring that made everybody obsessed with it. And then you turn invisible. You see what I'm saying? Doesn't the hood have more shit? He's magic. Magic isn't surprise. I came here with a cape on.
He's more in the comics. He's more occult than magic. Than flat out magic.
But shit, if the devil gonna give you that hood for something, shit, do something with it. This hood made me get the greatest minds in the world to steal shit and then have them sign documents that were illegally obtained and cannot be held in the court of law. So if you were to get sued, you don't have the right to nothing. That makes perfect sense, genius. Did you not see The Rock's movie Pain and Gain? It didn't work.
But that's the genius of Mephisto. Is I'm going to give you everything you want. You just have to give me something in return that you're not even going to miss. But what you think you want and what you truly want are two different things. And I'm going to give you what you think you want.
Promise me riches. Promise me all the money I can ever have and more. Promise me wealth. I want my father back, son of a bitch. Ping, 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 ping. Movie's that from, Ray? Anybody in the chat can tell us what movie's that from? Cap will make Ray in the WWE 2K video game and put him through a table.
and show will give you $10
Yes.
in Monopoly money.
I don't think show even has Monopoly money. Shit. Is there any stories like who's the biggest hero that Arcane went against?
So, like I said, he battled against the He battled against the X-Men a whole bunch. There's a story where he actually got the help of Doctor Doom until Doctor Doom was like, "What the fuck are you doing? You haven't killed anybody. Get out of here."
Shit. What he get soft or something?
Who?
Arcade? To go from being the
No, so what happened was he, like I said, when he was killing civilians, he was just straight up, I need him dead. Done. And then he got into the theatrics of it. And then he put in his it's unfair for me to rig this 100% that you die. Because that's no fun. So here's the 0.01 chance you live. But he didn't do that with the civilians. He did that with the X-Men. And by virtue of you can't kill the fucking X-Men because the book needs to continue, they found their way out every time. It's
Okay.
like, why the fuck did you build the Death Star with that one vent that can kill you?
Yeah.
It's like, so the movie can end. Like, that's the real reason it happened. Even though we did get Rogue One's explanation, the original 1976 Star Wars needed the film to end. That's why it was there.
And nothing says the movie's over like shoot a hole.
Yeah. That conveniently Luke can do because he shot a womp rat once.
He's the son of the world's greatest pushcart derby champion. He can do this. And now he is a Jedi.
Yo, that's a movie I want to see.
The Jedi?
No. Cool Runnings 2. But it's the son of one of the guys who's trying to put together a new team.
Cool Runnings 2 Electric Boogaloo?
Yeah.
Shit. What else do we have on Arcane? I keep calling him Arcane. I feel like to call him Arcade is like, it's got to be wrong.
Bro, like Eddie Arcadian.
Yeah.
That's pretty. Yo, he doesn't have that extensive history. When I looked up, that's why that article that I showed you intrigued me so much. Because it's like, I was like, out of all the people to pick as Marvel's Joker, you picked him? Because I would say Cletus Cassidy would be Marvel's Joker. And then you gave him the fucking symbiote.
Because he was a sick motherfucker before the symbiote.
Yeah, Carnage is not that way because the symbiote took over. Carnage is that way because the symbiote landed on Cassidy.
Which is another thing, because Carnage is a scary motherfucker.
Yo, there you go. Carnage is what happens if you put Scarecrow and Joker together.
Shit. Wait, Scarecrow? Carnage doesn't have poison.
No, but you take the Scarecrow's fucking fear toxin and his ability to draw on everybody's fear. The Joker's fucking insane fucking mind frame and his willingness to just kill anybody that's not a hero and can't die. And then you look at Carnage and Cletus, he's the Joker incarnate.
Yeah.
Then you mix him with the symbiote, which gives him essentially what the fear toxin would give. Because who the fuck looks at Carnage and thinks, oh, easy day?
Shit. The Punisher.
Well, that's because he's stupid. Sorry, Lay. No, there's only one person who's ever looked at Carnage like he was easy day.
Who's that?
Sentry. I told you, there's that comic where the Foggy got trapped in a prison.
Yeah.
All the prisoners came out, and the Sentry who was in there left his cell, grabbed Carnage, who was about to kill Foggy, and just flew off into space and threw his ass out there. And I came right back into his cell.
That's actually kind of crazy to think, because he was paying for the void, right?
Yeah.
Shit. So you think that could happen in? Well, no, Foggy's dead. Dead. He's not fake dead, right?
No, he's dead. Spoiler alert, by the way.
Yeah. If you didn't watch Daredevil by now, then you ain't never gonna ever watch it.
Dang, you beat me to
it. Shit. Did you hear about the story about how Spider-Man lost his powers and he went to Reed Richards to get him back?
it. Vaguely.
So I only know that he went to Reed Richards to get his powers back, and then doing an experiment, and they're starting it, and it's not working. And Reed Richards goes, "What were you feeling like? What was happening the day that you got your powers?" And he goes, "Well, I was getting bullied by these people in school, and it made me cry, and I was hurt and emotionally damaged and all that other shit." And Reed Richards goes, "Maybe that's the key. Maybe this is an emotional thing. So I need you to get to do something and get back into that place." And Spider-Man started thinking of all the people that he saved, and because that was the motivation for him to keep his powers, because he said that he needs his powers to save people, and if he doesn't have it, he can't be there to save people. And Reed Richards is like, "Yeah, but people die every day." He goes, "Yes, but the ones I can save, I do save." So when he started thinking about that, some shit happened and exploded, and he got thrown from the table, and Reed Richards is like, "Oh shit!" And he got up and he's like, "Yo, how do you feel?" He goes, "I don't know. Like, I feel stronger, but not strong. Like, I feel a little different, but I don't know." And the Thing, sitting there eating his popcorn, goes, "All right, Peter, now it's time for the test. Punch me, see what happens." Peter hauled back and punched him, and the Thing flew through 3 walls. And Reed Richards goes, "Fantastic." And that's the end of the scene.
Yo, now when I said vaguely, the video that I saw only went Spider-Man lost his powers. Reed found a way to give him back. Spider-Man punched the Thing through a wall, and Johnny Storm was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, so that was because I know Reed asked him, like, why do you want these powers back anyway? You get a chance to be normal. And he's like, no, because through all because the fact that he couldn't save his uncle, and then he was able to save other people, he doesn't want to be that guy that can't save people anymore, and he wants, he needs to save, like, that's his calling. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm not a normal person. I'm a hero.
Yeah. Luckily for him, he got bitten by a radioactive spider and not a radioactive bat.
Word. Because then he'd have been Batman. Shit. Real quick, do you think Spider-Man would make Gotham a better place, and Batman would make Queens a worse place?
No and yes.
Okay.
Spider-Man would not make Gotham a better place because he's too caring about. He's too caring. And the only way to make Gotham a better place is to put the Punisher in there to get rid
And
of everybody. I shit you not. The only way to make it better is to get rid of all of them without fucking
equivocation.
hesitation. And I say yes, Batman would make Queens a worse place. It's because I think Batman would spur on bigger and badder fucking villains. Like there's a level of unspoken respect between Spider-Man's rogue gallery and him. So like Tombstone, for instance. There's a level of respect there because he knows that Spider-Man, if given the chance to save him, would do so. You put Batman in there, and Tombstone is going to try to become like Bane. And he's just going to try to break the bat. Which means he's going to get bigger. He's going to get stronger. He's going to be more emboldened. He's going to push the envelope further. Kingpin's going to see him and like, oh, now I got two Daredevils in here. So he's going to ratchet up what the fuck he does.
Do you think Batman will be able to beat Kingpin?
It depends on who's writing them. Because Batman apparently is unfucking stoppable.
That's true. But like realistically,
Realistically, if Kingpin can kick the shit out of Captain America, then no. Batman stands no chance. Because by the pure definition of what Kingpin has been told to us, he's Bane already on the fucking Venom, but without actually having to use the Venom.
shit. But then Daredevil could beat him because he has to.
Yeah, that's the fucking thing about comics, man. About stories. It's the hero has to win, the villain has to lose. But when you put the villain against a hero that doesn't generally impact him, then you could do crazy things with the story. Because it doesn't matter in the overall picture.
Could it just be that some people have people's numbers, right? So like
Vin, if I can punch with 1,000 points of fucking force behind me, and you can punch with 600 pounds of force behind you, why in the world would I be less effective than you fighting somebody? Why would you be able to beat them so easily, but they have my number, even though I can hit twice as hard as you? And I'm just as skilled a fighter, if not even more, because of my tactical mind.
because they don't have to hold back with you.
They don't have to hold back against you either. What the fuck? Kingpin's not sitting there like, yo, I hate Matt Murdock so much. He's lucky I can't hit his ass.
You never know. He could be doing that. Yeah. But next week, we're going to be talking about the Fantastic Four. What up, Tyson? Just say Ozzy. But yeah, we're going to be talking about the Fantastic Four. Hopefully,
Cabs can make it more than just in spirit.
yeah. And hopefully this movie is what we expect it to be. So stay tuned for that. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about sports with Hutch and Show and maybe Ray. But, and then, wrestling Thursday. Throwing the show this week. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's your friendly neighborhood knuckleheads signing out. Peace, everybody.